This is my very first one we're going to try. I'm going to try doing these every day. Basically provide you, if you're interested to know what the latest news is in tech and blockchain that's related to small businesses, related to market impact, and then related to utility. And that word is like the worst word ever, but like just that's interesting, like in terms of how these technologies can be used or applied from both technical and, I don't know, analytical or business-minded perspectives. All right, guys. So it's basically me and the way that I look at technology and where do I see the value and where do I think things are interesting right now. And all of this, if you want the real content that's structured, that I work on and I develop and I produce, that actually can lead you to building interesting systems to help you with your emails or to help you with your work that you're doing, your projects, and I suggest you go to my school where it's much more structured. But it's my first one, and so, benefit of the doubt, I'm just gonna go through some news of the day and we can talk about it. We can talk about it. So today we've got FTC launching a probe into big tech censorship. This is pretty big deal. It's interesting. It's an interesting situation to talk about with AI right now because it's probably the most wild thing happening besides, I don't know, blockchain, let's say, but AI really takes the cake, especially for businesses right now, because AI undoubtedly, especially now with these LLMs everywhere and people talking about like the implications with agents and the development and the amount of money that's flowing in, there's clear potential to optimize operations, enhance consumer experience, and drive innovation. Of course, it's more than just potential. We are seeing it. But as this article infers, there's another side, right? There's the stringent regulatory scrutiny, which could, of course, slow down AI adoption, particularly for smaller firms that are unable to bear compliance costs. All right. So companies that are smaller get the short end of the stick if you think about it, right? Because think about it, guys. Like, if you are a big company, you can pay and invest and have all the compliance you need. There is a competitive advantage to successfully integrate your AI if you can afford to do that, right? And regulatory compliance costs, if you're a smaller business, you're kind of like, you don't get that advantage. So that's, I hate to say it, like, of course, I believe guardrails, you need to have transparency. These kinds of things that it promotes are good, but come on. Regulations can't be all good, guys. So this article is interesting. Whatever. I'm just picking random ones. They all say the same thing. They're all partially AI generated now. Guys, everything is AI generated now. What are we gonna do? But this article, basically, it's about the critical balance between fostering AI innovation and antitrust regulations. And where do we go from there? I don't know. But this year, I know one thing. This year, we're gonna see some pretty wild testings of what it really means to not just compliance, but like, what does it mean to have disruptive technology where businesses are like, holy crap, like this can really change the game. I can save a ton of money by using AI, and then seeing regulations come in and say, wait, you're not allowed to do this. Only big companies can do this. Where's that gonna go? I don't know. It doesn't sound good to me. I don't think so. All right, guys, so what do we got out? What do we got next? We got trends reshaping the future of IT and businesses. All right. What I want to talk about, this quantum computing thing is pretty wild. All right, we need to talk about this quantum computing situation here. This is pretty freaking nuts, guys. So Microsoft has this new chip, and everyone's like freaking out because it's a milestone because it's Microsoft and it's quantum computing. These are all very big buzzwords. It promises to have unprecedented computational power. This is what quantum computing is supposed to do. It's like solve complex problems that are far beyond the capabilities of your laptop or of your super GPUs. So like beyond, super exponential. So Everyone's very excited about that. But, you know, I mean, like, this is a very fast-paced type of development. And what's the fear? Cybersecurity, of course. People freaking out on Reddit and Twitter. Oh my goodness, are we gonna, you know, hack every single password? Are we going to break into the blockchain and steal all the Bitcoin? Not really there. I mean, they're marking milestones, but they're not really. They're doing very, very specific types of computations that have, you know, narrow parameter sets within the scope, right? Like, so they show the promise, but they can't crack and do everything on the level that I think those fears are warranted yet. But you know, I'm not trying to downplay any of this stuff. If you look at the STLA auto drive advancements in quantum computing, you're gonna see that, you know, it's just like, this is serious innovation that is happening in real time. And it's important, in my opinion. You don't have to know all the nitty gritty and read every white paper, but just to keep your eye on it, stay ahead by basically focusing on the protocols, adapting to strategies as these technologies come out in practical formats. All right? That's how I would look at it. Who am I? I don't know who I am. I don't even know. But that's what I'm going to keep an eye on. I think it's important to talk about it. All right, what else? What else have we got happening today? This is, guys, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing. It's my first time trying to put this thing together for you guys. All right, we got Coinbase. All right, Coinbase is one of the biggest in the space. And they got sued. They did get sued by the SEC last year. I don't know. You know, it's like the SEC, they just were like, let's just sue everybody as much as possible in order to stifle the space so that we can really have a strong grasp on it. Just fine and regulate the fuck out of it. It's just, that was all Biden. It was the Biden administration policy to just really, it's like where you draw the line, in my opinion, from being like helpful towards having ethical practices in businesses versus just like doing the opposite. And it's so funny to me, like, it's ridiculous that everyone can see one side but not the other side of that. But yeah, because like there are a lot, you know, like FTX, yes, you know, being sued, and I don't know, like Poopcoin25 being sued, fine. But come on with this Coinbase thing. Like, one of the big problems, there's one of my agents going. My agent's at work while I'm doing this. But one of the big issues was that, especially with Coinbase, they would sue without any clarity on what they were suing and how they could go about solving the regulations to get past it. So, you know, it's an interesting article. If you want to go through this, let me scroll down a little bit. Basically, they're dropping the lawsuit, and it basically makes people feel like, okay, well, if they're dropping that, then if I'm a business in the U.S., it means that crypto they're going to be more friendly towards it. So fintech solutions could be positive. It's good for the fintech and crypto sector in the U.S. It does increase cybersecurity risks, also, though. That's so. You know, because when they take a stance that's more lenient, then you're going to have more bad actors come out of the woodwork. But innovation works this way, guys. You got to go through the Wild West to get to an outcome, and it's bloody. And there's a lot of, a lot of things that kind of like, there's chaos, in my opinion, to get to creation. But it's not what I want, or I'd like to see ideally. It's not what anybody wants or would like to see. What they'd like to see, hopefully with David Sachs, is clear regulations that can then actually have a framework like anything else. It's to give the benefit of the doubt. It's like a newer type of technology. It looks like a security. It's packaged as a security, but they're calling it a collectible. I don't know what's going on with that. But very interesting times ahead, no doubt. What else do we got going on today? DeepSeek. Do we want to talk about this? DeepSeek. So this is not new news. This is old news, but I think it's interesting to talk about DeepSeek. I've been using it. I've been playing around with DeepSeek. DeepSeek basically, it came out as like an underdog out of nowhere, and it liquidated like $1 trillion from the market when it did. But what it really shows is that you can reduce costs associated with AI development when you leverage open source models, because it's open source. It's called OpenAI, and like Elon and all these like billionaires, it's like ego tripping. But I will say, it is a good point that he raises. It's called OpenAI, but it's closed source. Like, give me a break. It's like, does it get more Silicon Valley than that? Does it? I don't think it does, guys. So yeah, DeepSeek's doing DeepSeek. I just launched my new platform on School, and it's called Open Technologies. And if you want to get deeper and you want to learn basically, what exactly is going on in AI? How could I actually leverage it for my small businesses? Or how can I just get a better idea for me and my workspace? Or just a general understanding. I do very hands-on type videos that have been doing very well on Udemy. So I want to take those and actually just offer them on a platform instead, where I get more of a direct source of revenue and you can talk to me directly, weekly, and I give you access to resources. So for example, we build social media AI agents together. You can build anything with agents. And this one, we really take a look at how you can have operators set up and work locally. In this one, we build assistants together, set up your calendar, your email with AI, and show you how you can do this without any code, or like low to no code. And I kind of go through the fundamentals. I try to basically make these technologies accessible. I'm trying to see if the value is there, if I could make this into an accessible, fun business for myself, so I don't have to jump into the corporate, the corporate landscape. But guys, that's it on my very first ever daily tech updates with me. Yes, that's where I'm gonna leave it, guys. I hope you have a very good Friday, and I'll see if I'm gonna keep this up. See you in the school.